Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of LEGO DC Supervillains Custom Characters. I'm sorry for not uploading for the past 3 weeks, I think, but we should be back in the steam of things. And this isn't a movie review, it's a gaming video, but I will try to do a movie review in the next few weeks. I'm working on Heroes, the TV show, making a big video on it. I was going to make a Phineas and Ferb review last weekend of the new movie, but that went a bit wrong, so I'm not going to be doing Phineas and Ferb review anytime soon. But we are back now with LEGO DC Supervillains custom characters, and today I've built the X-Men. There's like 11 characters I think to show you, 10, 11, but we're going to show you them, some of the most iconic X-Men characters such as Wolverine, Cyclops and Nightcrawler. So I built like 2 villains, which is great, so there's some villains in there but mostly the heroes. So yeah, let's get straight into it without further ado. Let's go and see who our X-Men are. So first up, we've got the leader of the X-Men, Cyclops. I remember being so annoyed that Cyclops was the leader, because when I was small, I thought it was Wolverine. And it's like, Wolverine should be the leader, but hey ho, Cyclops is a good leader. And so yeah, here he is. It's a very simplistic design. Like, the torso is actually really good, I think. Not bragging, but I think it turned out well. I mean, the lightning bolts aren't exactly the best. Without the lightning bolts, it would have been perfect. But overall, it is really good. And I just wish the torso could have been better, but the arms and the legs and things are good, and I really like how it turned out with the visor. Like that, I think it's like Arsenal's goggles or something, and just put them onto this cowled headpiece, and it looks really cool. It all matches up in the hair, I like the hair too. And yeah, of course, he can shoot laser vision, like so. Shoot it at Hawkman, no, but he's got this laser beam. He can shoot Hawkman, there he goes. And yeah, I like how this laser beam looks. I don't like how the red looks in the game. It looks too light. If the red was dark, it would have been perfect. But to be honest, I could only go for red because it's the most accurate. Uh oh. The police are after me. We gotta run. Ah. So yeah, and then effects and like explosion effects was added in to the character, which you can do, which is one of my favorite things about this customizer. What the hell is going on here? But yeah, I like how this character turned out with the laser vision and all. And oh yeah, another thing probably worth mentioning, I have all the characters now. That made it so much easier to create these characters. Because when I was creating the Batman 1989 characters, I didn't have all the right pieces, so I was just making exceptions. But even though this was still tricky to make some of the characters because we didn't have exactly some of the best pieces. But to be honest, speaking of good pieces, I think all the pieces in the game were perfect for Wolverine right here. It was probably the most iconic X-Man, and I really like how it turned out with all the claws. And yeah, I don't know why these claws are in the game as a weapon. Well, I guess they knew people wanted to make Wolverine. But he can do a lunge, which is really cool, and I really like how Wolverine turned out. Probably like my second favourite or something, but he's got these effects. And he's got detective mode, just like Cyclops. And he also got this like damage mode or whatever, where he just like runs around. I really like this. So I like how that looks. And yeah, I wish the face had a little bit more detail though, because it's just kind of not perfect, but I think it's probably the best we could have got, to be honest. And he's got this really cool ground pound like that looks really cool, I think. So yeah, I'm pleased with this character. And it's the more I was trying to go off most of the 90s cartoon looks for the characters, but some of them I ended up just kind of basing off the comics. So sort of the 90s era, and then maybe like first appearance X-Men, kind of. So it's not exactly all accurate how they looked in the comics, but mostly it's just kind of my own designs. And yeah, but anyway, here is the wonderful Rogue, and I really like how Rogue turned out. I mean, the torso piece isn't great, but it's probably the best we could have got. And the hair piece isn't perfect, but she does have that like white and like brown hair, but it's not like that. It's not exactly how it looks here, but this was probably the best I could have done, because I didn't want to just go with plain hair. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this came out. And yeah, and she's got all of Rogue's abilities, of course. It's very simplistic, but I do like how all the colours look. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And she's got this cool ground slam, and she's got this, just like Wolverine has, which is cool because she's got like super strength and flying and everything. Oh, look, a baby. Let's take its lollipop. Yeah, I got a multiplier, so I get a bunch of boosters from this, and now that I got the 3,840 multiplier, this will be a lot of studs. Yep. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'll do some missions showcasing characters in action maybe a little bit later on. But yeah, overall I like Vogue. Probably one of my favourites. Next up we have, I don't know what this glitch is before I go on, like how the little profile pictures of the characters look different to what they actually look like, so I don't know what's going on there, but hey ho. But here's Magneto, one of my favourites, probably my favourite that I made, and Magneto is such a great villain because he's not necessarily a villain, it's just his views of what he thinks mutants should be, but like they should be superior, and yeah, it's really cool. I like how it's turned out with the purple effects trying to represent magnetism and all that, and he can shoot like this because in the Lego game he shot kind of like bricks, like metallic bricks, and that's kind of what I'm trying to represent here. I based most of the abilities of what the abilities they had in their previous LEGO games, so even if it's not exactly accurate to the comics, it's accurate to the LEGO games, so yeah. But he can aim his bolts like that, and I think, does he have a beam? No, he has this, which is, oh, an explosion, like that. And he can get a little, magnetism shield, and of course he can fly by using the magnetism things in the air, or however they decided to explain it. But I really like how Magneto turned out. I think that torso is just really good because of the purple in it, like the logo on the chest. If we could change the logo, I would be really happy. But overall, it's really cool, I think. But yeah, oh yeah, this looks really cool. But yeah, the helmet isn't exactly accurate because it's got a bit purple on there, but that's probably the best helmet. Well, I think it was the only best helmet we could have got. But after Magneto, we got the wonderful Beast, who is probably one of my favorite X-Men. And his design was surprisingly tricky, because we got to represent how it's got that fur on it and the gold belt, but Aquaman's like shirt, jumpsuit, whatever, how it has the little kind of scales on it that can represent the fur, and this hands, well not hands, sorry, arms have the little bit of scales or whatever on the top. Like I don't know if he wears these kind of big metal gauntlets in the comics, but it just looks quite good. It's a very stylized design, and these legs are just pretty good. I can't remember whose legs they are, and I don't really remember what pieces I used for this character. I just punched the dog. Sorry, dog. Sorry. But he's got relatively the same abilities as Wolverine. I think. Yeah. I think. Oh no, he's got this where he's like, ah! That's really cool when he's running. But yeah, overall, I do like this custom. A simple look, but it wasn't exactly simple to make. So yeah. But yeah, I like Beast. Beast is one of my favourite X-Men, to be honest, probably one of my, if not my favourite, but yeah, I like Beast. Here's the wonderful Jean Grey, and I'll take this moment to mention the Dark Phoenix film, which I just watched recently, and it was surprisingly better than everyone made it out to be. So I don't know why everyone says it was trash. It wasn't great, but it was good, so I'll have to do a movie review on that, one time. But yeah, like I said, the next movie review will be Heroes. Not movie review, TV show review. And I don't know what I'll do for my next gaming video. Maybe like a different LEGO game, because just making customs and LEGO DC Supervillains kind of get boring after a while. But yeah, here is Jean Grey. I think this one actually surprisingly probably my favourite design. I don't know, I really like this, like the hair and the head and the torso. Like this is an it was tricky to find like the perfect torso and things, but I think it did turn out pretty well. And she's got these bolts. Yeah, again, I was just going off the powers they had in the LEGO games, so if this isn't entirely accurate to the movies or the comic books, yeah. But I think that looks really cool, that effect. Like that. And I'm pretty sure she can fly, but I didn't give her the flying ability, so hey ho. But she's got like the telekinesis and everything. So yeah, I gave her mind control powers, obviously. But she's got the shield just like Magneto. Like her powers are basically the same as Magneto's. Except I didn't give her the flight, and she kind of, I think she can fly, right? She can fly in the movie, but I don't know if she can in the comics, but yes. And here's probably my favourite, yeah, no, this is my favourite member of the X-Men Gambit, and this is probably one of my favourite customs. It was very tricky to represent the kinetic energy, so I just gave him this like purple effects, and when he shoots a bolt, that's meant to represent a playing card, if that makes sense. Like, it don't look anything like a playing card, but it's the best we're going to do. And yeah, I could have made it come from tapping A, but I gave tap A for the detecting mode. I would have preferred tap A to be the playing cards and then tapping Y to be fighting, but that wasn't working. Like there's quite a lot of glitches in this game, surprisingly. It's not a bad thing though. But yeah, he's got this staff and he's got this cool ground pound, and I don't think he has any more abilities. So yeah, a basic character, but a quite like how it turned out, to be honest. Like, that torso piece doesn't look great because it's brown on brown. Like I wish like the undershirt of the trench coat was like black. It would have looked a lot better. But overall, I do like it. The staff looks really cool and everything. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of this custom. I mean, like one of my favorite X-Men and everything. So yeah, and the hair looks cool as well. So yeah, there's not much going for this design. It's very simple, but it turns out pretty good, in my opinion. So yeah, next up, this was originally my Hiro Nakamura custom because I made heroes, but I don't know why the little profile hasn't changed. I'm still so confused by that. If anyone else is experiencing that glitch, I want to know. Because I feel like I'm the only one. Like, I got a lot of strange glitches. I can't make bolts come from the guns in the customizer either, and that's annoying. But hey ho, here now is the wonderful Storm, and yeah, this is like she wore so many different outfits, the black outfit and the this white outfit, and I think this is the one she had in the cartoon. So I'm just basing it on the cartoon most of the time, but sometimes it's not exactly accurate. I just punched a kid, but yeah, here is Storm. I really like the effects, look really cool, and this hairpiece is like, it's really huge, like big hair, and it's like pure white, and that's how it looked in the cartoon and things. So yeah, it's probably the best hair to use. And she's got this electricity she can shoot from her hands. She controls the weather, but I gave her electric powers. But yeah, this is probably, well, she's called Storm, and of course she can fly. And I really like that headpiece. I can't, not headpiece, head. I don't know whose head it was. Just the blue eyes. I think it was Livewire's head, who also has electric powers. But yep, she got this ground pound or whatever it's called. So yeah, the blue eyes do work well. Even if she doesn't have blue eyes, it just kind of represents a bit more like electricity and power. She's really powerful, surprisingly. Well, not surprisingly, she can control weather. Like, that's the most powerful thing you can do. But next up after Storm, oh yeah, I forgot, she has this ability right here, like electric shield. Maybe that's not accurate, but it makes sense. But next up is Nightcrawler, one of my favorites. This, I don't know if it's my favorite X-Men, but one of my favorite designs. I used the same torso as Wolverine, but in red, and I think it works better for Nightcrawler than it did Wolverine. It was just the best one I could choose for Wolverine, and I don't even think he was in the X-Men cartoon, was he? He might have been, I think he was. But even if he wasn't, I still wanted to make him because he's one of the coolest X-Men. But yeah, I gave him these two swords because in the comics, I don't know when, but at some point he used swords. I wanted to give him something, not just plain kind of no weapons. So yeah, I really like how he has these swords and he can obviously slash up everything. But yeah, he looks pretty cool, I think, and he's got this really cool double jump how he spins and he does a flip. Like, I've never really been complimenting double jumps before, but I like it. And he can teleport, obviously, which is his key ability. And he does look cool. I like the tail. I like how we could add a tail because, yeah, this game definitely has probably the best customizer of all. So yeah, I do like, there's not much to say about the Nightcrawler design. It just looks cool, and that head looks really creepy, but cool. But yeah, that's Nightcrawler. I mean, I want to say more about it, but it's quite a simplistic design. But I do like it. I do like it a lot. So yeah. So after Nightcrawler, we have a Colossus. So we're getting close to the end. We've got 2 more, and then we're done. And then we'll do a couple missions with our characters because we gotta get that runtime up. Nah, I'm joking. But here is Colossus. Like, I just like this character so much. If we could make him well, he's not exactly a big fig, really. Like in the previous LEGO games, he's been a big fig. But I wouldn't say he is a big fig, but he's not a minifigure. He's like medium size. But yeah, I really like how he turned out. He's not really got many abilities other than super strength and invulnerability. But yeah. And oh yeah, he does have this ability, which I gave a lot of characters. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I do like Colossus. He's a cool character. He's one of my favorites, actually. All the X-Men are my favorites. I love all the X-Men. They're awesome. Oh yeah, there is one thing to say about this character. He can do this. Whoa! Look at that. Like, that's insane. Because in the past, like, we got across the entire Smallville just by jumping. But yeah, in the previous LEGO games, like, the big thick characters can super jump, so I thought it would be appropriate to make Colossus super jump, I suppose, since this is supposed to represent a big fig as a minifigure, in a minifigure scale. So yeah, I do like how it turned out. And these arms have kind of like, I don't know whose arms they are, but they have like silver plating on it, so that kind of represents like it's metal, because like this, he just looks kind of like a zombie, because he looks all grey and weird. But yeah, I do like this character a lot. Oh, what the heck happened there? Yeah, I think there's a like Booster Gold's torso, and I think it looks good because there's like the star and everything. So yeah, not much else to say about him. Oh, can we steal this baby's lollipop again? How many times have we stole it from him? Yay! More money! We're rich! So yeah, I spent so long trying to get up all my studs to get the stud multipliers. And there's so many different hacks. Well, not hacks necessarily, just way to get studs, harvest studs. There's a certain level in the Apocalypse WoW level where you're in a tank and you're shooting everything. And I managed to get like a 10 million studs with these multipliers. Like, it's insane. And there's our final one, Sabretooth, which has got to be my least favourite character I made today. And I would have loved to make it better, but it was tricky to do. Sabretooth, maybe I could have changed him for a more different X-Men villain. I was going to do the character called Mr. Sinister. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. He looks like he's got a cool design, it's just... I'll make it, Sabretooth, sorry. And honestly, he's just so similar to Wolverine, this design I made. I gave him this big fur coat, obviously, but... I mean, he's probably the least favourite one I made today, but he's not a bad character. I really like Sabretooth. He's, like, really cool, but he's got he's got the same abilities as Wolverine. Yeah. He can rage. Rawr! But I don't like the face, it's probably the head. He has, like, this weird... He doesn't have a full cowl, but he has, like, a bit of a cowl, kind of. So I gave him that headband to kind of represent that, and it kind of turned out wrong. And so, yeah, I mean, I would have loved to change it a bit. Oh, yeah, well, he is a little different than Wolverine, he can do this. Wee. So, yeah, well, that was cool. But yeah, he's got the claws, obviously. Slice all that up. So yeah, he's very simplistic. Well, not simplistic, is he? He's got this big fur coat. But he looks pretty cool, I suppose, like... but I would have preferred to make him a bit more detailed, a bit more better. But Sabretooth is a cool character, and it's just the custom didn't translate too well into LEGO DC Supervillains. But yeah. So I don't know why I'm making Marvel characters in a DC game, like the most cursed thing ever. But who cares? So I'll try to get some more customs out in the future, obviously, because customs are fun to do. Like, I know it doesn't really fit with the aesthetic of the channel. Aesthetic, I don't even know if that's the right word to use in that situation, but like a movie review channel playing LEGO games, which is a bit random, but yeah, I enjoy doing it, so I'll do it, and I'll play other games in the future, of course. There's a lot of new